Have you ever done a casual playthrough of Pokemon Emerald and wondered, how can I clown on these gym leaders? And how about the Elite Four while we're at it? And let's do the champion as well. Let's clown on all of them. Well, not only did I do just that, I took it to a new extreme. Every gym leader with only one Pokemon with the lowest level I can manage, using only what the base game gives me. No cheats, no trades, no RNG manipulation. This is Project Lowball. Now, before we start, this is Generation 3, so be aware TMs are single use and the physical special split is entirely dependent on the move's type. In this challenge, all Pokemon used will have optimal IVs, and if applicable, EVs as well. What are IVs and EVs? Simply put, IVs or individual values are a hidden value that determine a stat's growth, 0 being the worst and 31 being the best. EVs, or effort values, are gained from battling Pokemon and act as a bonus to your stat. You can have a max of 252 EVs in one stat, and 510 total EVs per Pokemon. Let's begin. To start our journey, we face Roxanne, a Rock-type leader. Against her level 13 and 15 Rock types, all we have is a level 5 Shroomish, caught fresh from Petalburg Woods. With perfect IVs and a modest nature, this little cup-eligible little fella breezes through Roxanne, RNG permitting. The first Geodude has a tendency to either spam rock moves and end our run, or just spam defense curl and be a total pushover. Her next Geodude does get a bit more aggressive, but with some more levels, absorbs now a clean 2-hit KO and keeps us nice and healthy. And because of it using Rock Tomb, we are now slower than Nose Pass, meaning the AI is going to deprioritize their Rock Tomb, unless it sees a flat-out kill. So, as Absorb ignores the defense curl raises, and I'm healing through the tackles, Roxanne's Nose Pass is a total pushover. And that's how you beat the first gym with a level 5 Pokemon. Now, for every fight in this challenge, I like to give a Mythbuster-style conclusion, with confirmed, confident, and skeptical being my 3 grades. As there are such a limited options early game, I would be really surprised if you'd even tie with Shroomish, giving this fight a confirmed lowest level setup. Oh, Brawly, Brawly, Brawly. You think just because you set up a gym on an island, you can use your fighting types to slap around normal and rock types all day. Well, you're wrong, because unfortunately, the bottom of Granite Cave is home to the one Pokemon Sableye. Being part Ghost type, Sableye completely ignores all of Brawly's moves, and very, very slowly whittles down his team for, I guess, a breezy victory. You know, without the whole it taking me 30 minutes. For safety, I equipped a Lepa Berry to ensure I can keep spamming Nightshade on the Makuhita. You don't even need perfect IVs for this fight, but Inanimate Nature does help with the scratch damage. And with no access to the daycare yet, this level 9 Sableye is the lowest level I can catch it, therefore the lowest I can legally obtain it, giving this another confirmed lowest level setup. While I have you here, let's talk about the badge boost really quick. In Generation 3, gym badges grant an invisible 10% boost to specific stats. Since I defeated Roxanne, all of my Pokemon now have a 10% boost to their attack stat. All these boosts are extremely helpful in shaving off just a few levels for future fights, and even unlock strategies that would normally just be impossible. Does anyone else remember waltzing up to Route 110, thinking you were Hoenn's hottest new trainer, only to get sent flying back to the Slateport Pokemon Center by your rival under level 20 starter? That's right, the infamous gatekeeper and run killer cycling road rival is getting stunted on too. Because I picked Torchic, this version of the rival fight leads with Lombre, which gets cleanly 2-hit KO'd by Wingull, who at level 13 just picked up Wing Attack. You can choose between equipping an Orin or even a Chesto Berry, as Slugma can either chunk you with a Rock Throw or just put you to sleep with Yawn. I guessed wrong here, but even with the bad RNG, this fight is very much in your favor. Even with a Brave Nature lowering my speed, I still outspeed her entire team, and the max attack investments lets me break through Marshtomp's natural bulk, leading us to a close, yet convincing win with the setup. Although, I didn't test the other iterations of this rival fight, yet I would still be surprised if someone could beat this setup, so I can only fairly grade this as a confident. Similar to the Brawly fight, Wattson is another gym leader who puts all his eggs into one basket, focusing almost entirely on electric moves. What do we know ignores that? Of course, ground types. With Geodude being one of the 2 ground types available this early on in the game, it's an obvious choice with its decent attack stat and access to Magnitude at level 16. Starting off at level 14 and only having so much HP to work with, this setup does win, but only by the thinnest of margins. While Wattson's Voltorb is fodder in a normal playthrough, in this case, the rollouts get out of hand quick. This Voltorb is responsible for the majority of my resets. With a little luck, we can move on to the mostly harmless Electrike with minimal damage taken from rollout. The quick attacks will almost always proc your Oranberry, but even with a Rock Throw miss, we're still healthy enough to secure the KO and ding level 16, giving us access to Magnitude. Without Magnitude, this fight is impossible. We need at least a Magnitude 7 to take down Magneton, as the guaranteed 20 damage from Sonic Boom is almost too much for poor Geodude. Onto Wattson's ace, Manectric, and at a cursory glance, this fight looks over for me. But even after a howl, Quick Attack can't quite finish the job as I limp across the finish line to collect a 3rd badge, another boost alongside it. Looking back on my footage, I could have definitely EV trained more efficiently, which would make this setup noticeably more consistent. Pair that with Geodude being way more viable than Incada for this fight, I can safely grade this as confirmed. With each new Pokemon generation comes a new mechanic with each launch. For Generation 3, Weather was the flagship mechanic featured, with the player's first exposure being to the Fire-type leader Flannery. While at a glance, her team looks exceptionally weak to water, but all of her Pokemon sport the move Sunny Day. Sunny Day lives up to its namesake and sets up Sun, or Harsh Sunlight, which boosts the power of fire moves by 50% and weakens water moves by 50%. Knowing all this, my initial thought was still, find the best water type and run with it. Enter Azumarill, with a decent special attack, but great defenses and a good amount of base HP, this was a no-brainer. If you delay Marill's evolution to level 22, you're able to learn Bubble Beam early, shaving off a few levels. The game plan is really simple, you use Bubble Beam until the battle's over. With the Cherry Berry equipped to cure paralysis from a random Body Slam, and this being such a simple fight, you would think this is an easy confirmed and on to the next gym. And that is where you would be wrong. While running through Meteor Falls, I encountered a wild Solrock, and an idea popped into my head. Solrock has the ability to levitate, meaning it completely ignores ground type moves, one of its critical weaknesses. Now, max out its attack, spam Rock Throw. Should be good, right? Well, While it is possible, let's put the numbers into perspective. Without save states, this would take you hundreds of attempts. From hitting the right ranges on Numal, to take, of course, minimal damage, facing camera-upped head-on and getting the 10% confusion chance, while landing perfect damage rolls and the right self-hits, that part of the fight alone would take maybe 100 resets. And then there's Torkoal. You need every bit of luck you have to deal with Torkoal. In the sun, Torkoal obliterates you with overheat, so there's that. You either have to land a confusion chance and get every self-hit range, or get lucky and just dodge the overheats entirely like I did. All that without rolling too much damage, as Flannery will just bring it back to full health with a hyper potion. In conclusion, with a 4-level discrepancy between both setups, and for the Soul Rock fight being entirely RNG dependent, I would grade these attempts as skeptical, with more testing being required, as there are still a few Pokemon left that might fit the bill, being lower than level than Azumarill, while being more consistent than Soul Rock.
Did you know that Norman is still the only gym leader in all of Pokemon that's a family member? I still wonder if that Emerald Dev ever resolved their daddy issues. Anyways, when I was a kid, I just breezed through Norman with Combustion Double Kicks. Easy as that. But keeping the lowest level possible in mind is obviously a bit trickier. I initially thought to run it back with Sableye, considering the immunity to Ghost, but it turned out a different part of the Brawly fight was crucial for this strategy, the TM Bulk Up. With max defense investments, I turn a weak Mon Machop into an absolute champ. Spin to AI loves to teeter dance, and gives us even more chances to break confusion while Norman heals, and a Karate Chop crit would just skip the sequence entirely. Vigoroth can be scary, as slash crit would ruin Ryu and you'd have to reset the run, but all we need is just one more bulk up to be in range to one-hit KO with a clean low kick. Out comes Lanoon, and Lanoon will just always belly drum here, so this is simply a free KO, and we move on to the real threat, the ace, Slacking. With one of the highest base stat totals in the game, Slacking is only gated by its terrible ability Truant, which limits Slacking to an attack every 2 turns. With max defense and the bulk up boost from earlier, we eat the first Facade and then go for a Karate Chop. The crit you see doesn't actually matter here, as low kick would KO regardless, but I use Karate Chop first to not put Slacking in potion range. Overall, a clean fight with a bit of RNG to wade through early on, so I can definitely see the setup being improved by maybe a level or 2, so confident grade is accurate here. While Winona is mostly an afterthought in a casual run, this battle was my first true theory crafting wall, for a few reasons. Mainly, this is the first gym leader that actually tries to cover its weaknesses, and another problem is finding the right coverage to break through Tropius and Altaria. This is where Hidden Power comes into play. For those unfamiliar with competitive Pokemon, before Sword and Shield, Hidden Power was a 70 base power move that uses your IVs to determine its type. And Gucci Mane, the Manectric here, has the perfect IVs for Hidden Power Ice, giving us a 4 times super effective nuke against Altaria. While that crit did help, we did have enough defense investment to eat an Earthquake. The rest of the fight plays itself really, not much need for any additional commentary. Overall, this was a really straightforward fight, and I am almost certain this setup is confirmed the lowest level, as it would be very hard to match the power and speed Windjerk offers below level 30.
Tate and Liza.
This gym not only took the most testing and the most time, but was the biggest theory crafting wall of the entire run. Tate and Liza are not only scary, sporting 4 level 42 mons with spread moves, stab psychic, and some utility in the back, but they function as a single trainer. While normal double battles have 2 trainers, and if one runs out of Pokemon, you can simply focus on the other side, Tate and Liza will simply send out another mon regardless, as you will see shortly. I guess they're just that synced up. But first, let me walk you through the setup. Meet Pilot. Pilot is an adamant Swellow with max attack and max speed EVs, with the ability Guts. Guts multiplies your attack by 1.5 when the Pokemon is statused, and ignores the attack reduction from Burn. Mix that with Facade, the TM we got from the Norman fight, you have an effectively 210 base power move with the boosted attack from Guts. Next to him is Copilot. Copilot is a max attack, max HP Ninjask who knows Sword Stance via level and Hidden Power Bug and Swagger via TM. While this is only a 5-turn battle, it's very dense and has a few details you might miss. Enjoy the play-by-play. Turn 1, we use Swagger on our own Swellow, multiplying his attack by 2 and proceeding to break the induced confusion with a Person Berry. Swellow then facades the Xatu, cleanly taking it out, and Soul Rock is sent out in response. On the other side, Claydol throws out an Ancient Power at Ninjask, and being 100% accurate and 4 times effective, it should obliterate my Ninjask. But it misses. Why? Well, Ninjask has a Lax Incense equipped, giving us a slim 5% chance to dodge any move. This is the only real RNG check in the setup and crucial to the strategy. On to turn 2. We double target the Soul Rock with Hidden Power Bug, which cleanly takes out yet another threat. With that Ancient Power from Claydol missing last turn, the AI seems to think it's just now an unreliable move, and Claydol goes for a raw Psychic on Copilot. Due to our HP investments, we always live with just a sliver of HP. With Lunatone being sent out, we're now down to the final 2 Pokemon. Turn 3 is where the AI gets really wonky. Maybe it's due to Ninja's Speed Boost ability proccing too many times, or maybe it's Burn Chip putting Swellow in range of a fast kill. In every instance of my testing, Lunatone and Claydol double focus Swellow in this position, every time. In response, I use Fly to dodge both incoming attacks and set up a Sword Stance on Copilot. Now we're on turn 4, and it's time to close this fight out once and for all. Copilot, after enduring so much, fires off a final Hidden Power to weaken Claydol, and tragically, faints to Lunatone's Psychic. Rest in peace, my soldier. Swellow lands the Fly to confirm the KO on Claydol, and we're now down from a doubles battle to a true 1v1. On to turn 5, and as you can expect, Pilot, with his attack boosted 3 times, easily handles Lunatone with 1 super effective Hidden Power Bug. And that, my friends, is how you can handle 4 beefy level 40 Psychic types with 2 Glass Cannon level 26s. Now, while I am impressed with myself and these 2 little guys that I pulled this off with such a slim setup and such slim margins, I am going to with the grade of confident for this battle. As with the nature of doubles, there is a huge potential for a lower level support mon and a sweeper with maybe a few more levels to make up for it. I would love to revisit this battle in the future, but we gotta move on. For the 8th and final gym, I abused the most broken ability in Pokemon history, Wonder Guard. Exclusive to only Shedinja, Wonder Guard blocks all damage from non-super effective moves. With Shedinja being a bug and ghost type, That means it's only weak to fire, rock, flying, dark, and ghost type moves, which Juan's Pokemon have none of. Any Shedinja will do for this setup. As long as you have Toxic and Aerial Ace taught via TM, you're good to go. Welcome to the 20-minute stall out. We have a Person Berry equipped to maximize your chances of landing Toxic on Love Disc, and while in this run I demonstrate it is possible to shrug off 6, 7, or even 8 confusion checks, if your interpretation of the no items and battle rule is loose, you can easily spam Pokeballs while letting Toxic take the whole fight. But this run, I only do it a little just to see its interaction with Crawdon spamming Taunt, and also to speed it up a bit. While this fight isn't completely foolproof, as being taunted still makes you lose PP on the first turn, and you can be Encore locked by Celio, as I have been multiple times, most of the fight is going to be against Juan's ace, Kingdra. Kingdra knows the double team and rest, and once its evasion is maxed, the AI will rest on even a sliver of damage. This is good for us. While rest does shrug off statuses like Toxic, that's why we have Aerial Ace equipped, to guarantee any bit of damage as we wait out 10 rests, and then go for the Toxic to finish him off.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Unfortunately, after stalling out for 30 turns, we miss every single Toxic. But with enough scratches and Aerial Aces and enough attack investments, we still inch into a photo finish with a level 20 Shedinja, leading us to the Elite Four. As 20 is the lowest level Shedinja can be, this setup is confirmed. The Elite Four. Now that we have successfully stunted on every gym leader, it's time to become Emerald Champion in similar style. The first of the Elite Four, Sydney, specializes in Dark-type Pokemon. Dark is only weak to Bug and Fighting, making those moves the obvious focus. For this challenge, we bring back our old friend Copilot. Same moveset, same level and all, as he is perfect for the job. We've upgraded though from the Lax Incense to the Focus Band, giving a Ninjask a 10% chance to survive a fatal hit with 1 HP. This time, we'll be using Swagger as it's intended, and laugh as Mightyena hits itself to death. But at this level, we do need time to set up, specifically 2 turns of Swords Dance. Our Focus Band here is simply a safety measure, but we end up being lucky enough to not need the activation at all, and instead set up for free on this Mightyena. With Copilot's insane speed, and now 2.5 times attack, Hidden Power Bug rips through the remainder of Sydney's team, giving us an easy confirmed grave with this setup. But one important note, this fight would be possible at level 25, but with Swagger being taught only once, and the XP from Tate Liza being of course inevitable, level 27 is the lowest legal level that I could take this fight on. But do know if you ever try this, level 25 is possible. On to Phoebe. Phoebe is a ghost type specialist with an actually spooky scary team featuring lots of tricks. But we're going to treat the ghosties with their own medicine. Ghost is only weak to dark and ghost moves, and dark type moves being largely underwhelming in this gen, the Shadow Ball TM in my bag was calming to me. Enter Absol. Absol is a rare dark type Pokemon that learns Sword Stance at level 26. Combine that with the aforementioned TM Shadow Ball and solid offensive stats, Absol can easily set up on Phoebe's first Dusclops and make short work of Phoebe's team. The AI in Dusclops will always protect turn 1, and Person Berry is equipped for a potential Confuse Ray. If Dusclops does stray and use a curse, you will have to reset this fight, but in my testing, getting cursed is pretty rare. In this attempt, Dusclops just spammed Protect and let us set up for free. Phoebe continues to send out her mons as normal, like lambs to the slaughter, and a quick RNG check appears in the form of Sableye. Sableye always goes for double team turn 1, and missing even once could be very dangerous. Now side note, Phoebe doesn't use her second full restore here, and I just can't explain that one. Absol doesn't miss, he don't miss, so we stay healthy enough to tank a hit from the second Banette that does outspeed us, and close out this battle for good. Now starting at nearly half the level of every mon on her team, you already know the grade for this one. Confirmed. It turns out, I actually had a real reason to pick Torchic this run. Not just for the nostalgia purposes and because it's my favorite Gen 3 starter, no, it's for a specific egg move that you can unlock on Torchic. Reversal. Reversal does more damage the less health you have, and combine it with Blaziken's excellent attack and speed, super effective Reversal makes short work of Glacia before she can even move. At level 36, I'm confident that this is the cleanest setup at this level range, but with some of my additional testing, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a different setup that maybe shaved a few levels off. Just not with Reversal, because Blaziken was the best solution I found. Now this is the cleanest sweep of the entire run, so enjoy the footage. Oh, Drake. Now with Drake, I have beef. Drake was my gatekeeper as a young child. He was resisting my overleveled Blaziken with Intimidate Salamence, obliterating my Gyarados and my Walrein with ease, and my inner child wanted revenge for this fight. So I prepared a nasty, slow, evil setup to just embarrass him. 1 Dusclops with 4 TMs. Calm Mind, which we got from Tate Liza, Ice Beam, hidden power, and rest. This old man has no idea what's coming. With max HP and split investments between defense and special defense, Dusclops can comfortably tank all of Shelgon's moves and set up to the max with Calm Mind. Ice Beams obliterate anything in its way, and with Rest and a Chesto Berry equipped for an emergency heal, we shrug this fight off as if it's nothing. Now, Hidden Power comes in specifically for this Kingdra. A maxed out Hidden Power Dragon blows away Kingdra, leaving us with a confirmed setup on Drake, and only one more fight to go. Emerald's water weaving champion, Juan's mentor, and notorious water spout abuser, Wallace, is a formidable champion with plenty of the strongest water types Hoenn has to offer, each with solid move pools, items, and stats. Except, Wallace didn't get the memo. Wallace must have not heard from Juan. Wallace's team loses to Shedinja. Now, this is a different Shedinja, mind you, with a specific set of skills, namely Swords Dance, acquired from Ninjask, and Double Team, Dig, and Hidden Power, all from TMs. The strategy is simple: set up to max evasion and max attack, sweep the whole team. But why would we need max evasion if we ignore all the water type attacks? Because of one tricky status move we showcased recently, Toxic. Two of Wallace's Mons know Toxic, Tentacruel and Melodic. If it connects, Shedinja's done for. To mitigate that, a Pecha Berry is equipped, but with max evasion and Toxic Space 85% accuracy in Gen 3, the RNG is clearly in our favor. We are unlucky enough, though, to have one connect from Tentacruel, leaving us with just one chance to close it out. We're still in this. Tentacruel goes down, and against Ludicolo, we get another brush with RNG. An unlucky roll on our Hidden Power bug means we now risk a Leech Seed. Thankfully, due to our invasion, we dodge, and the battle continues. Another close call. Whiscash and Gyarados can only watch in horror as I ignore all their attacks and all their setup, and slowly but surely take them down with Hidden Power bug. And finally, we are faced with the final RNG check in Melodic. At max, Hidden Power Bug is a clean 2-hit kill. That means we only need to dodge one toxic, and we can finally... But it lands. Well, great, now we have to reset the whole Elite Four, and... Wait, we crit to clutch it out. RNG giveth, RNG taketh, as Wallace loses to a level 25 Shedinja, making this fight the most confirmed in the whole run, and that's it. We're the champion now. We're the strongest trainer in Hoenn. Surely there's no other trainer out there who can take us on, right? 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 Ruby and Sapphire's champion, Steven Stone, was moved to be an optional endgame boss in Emerald. Akin to Red on the top of Mount Silver, this is the hardest fight in the entire game. Thankfully, Steven's team is not as strong or as diverse in typing as Red's team, but the Emerald postgame gives us a lot of new Pokemon and items to play with. After exploring a lot of the endgame area, I narrowed down to one item and one Pokemon. That item being, of course, Leftovers, and that Pokemon being Registeel. Registeel comes pre-equipped with two very important moves in Curse and Superpower. Now, giving it max HP and max defense EVs, Registeel easily sets up on Skarmory with its Curse. But in my testing, the Switch AI seems to kick in around the 9th or 10th turn, as Skarmory just can't make a dent in Registeel. The AI brings an Aggron every time seeing a super effective Earthquake, and that gives me a beautiful opportunity to punch switch with a raw Earthquake of my own. With Aggron down, in comes Claydol, and a very important RNG check. The ideal sequence here is Light Screen into Earthquake, as we take it out with two Bug-type hidden powers. We're lucky enough to get the Light Screen, as Reflect is an immediate reset, as it slows us down too much, and we tank too many Earthquakes, and we just simply lose the fight. Steven's ace, Metagross, comes in to follow up on all the earthquaking going on, as if somehow this cave will stand up to all this. But I respond with earthquakes of my own, and Steven's ace, Metagross, goes down while we hold on less to a third of our HP. As Skarmory returns, I have ample opportunity to salt Skarmory and help with Leftovers, using just the rest of my hidden powers. But I make a mistake. I misplay. And instead, I just use a superpower to take out the Skarmory, thinking, I have enough health, I should be fine, only to be met with Armaldo, who I forgot ignores my defense boost entirely with Water Pulse and puts me in an impossible situation. I am able to just barely scrape by going Earthquake into Superpower to maximize damage, landing a very unfavorable damage roll in the process. Now I'm limping into the final Mon, Cradily. I am filled with dread as I realize Giga Drain is a surefire kill here. But for whatever reason, the AI spares me, and Cradily clicks Ingrain. I then curse again to undo the attack and defense drops from my recent superpowers. And the AI spares me again by going for Ancient Power. I then realize it deprioritizes Giga Drain at full HP. I now take the golden opportunity that I see and close it out with a nearly maxed out superpower. A clean KO. And it sets in. I just defeated a full team of level 75 fossils and steel types with a steel type of my own. One that I'm sure made Steven quite jealous. At level 41, this setup is confirmed as my second best idea was with level 57 Hariyama with Belly Drum and Reversal. And that's truly it. That was Pokemon Emerald with the lowest level legal setups available. From humble beginnings and a level 5 Shroomish, to Wonder Guard abuse, to just being a hair over level 40 to take on the endgame boss. I have honestly never had so much fun just playing the vanilla game, and then getting to push its boundaries, play with its mechanics, really test the AI. And then what Steven said really resonated with me. Where will you go from here? Tell me in the comments, what game should I tackle next? Do I just go in order and go Platinum? Do I do Black and White 2? And can you, the viewer, take on the challenge and take these gym battles even lower than I did in this video and prove some of my setups wrong? Thanks for watching all the way through, and I'm excited to bring you along for whatever challenge I tackle next.